Hey everyone, this is Andrew Tan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I've got this Xbox One wireless controller and I have an issue with the RB button. So it's this top shoulder button here on the right and it does click correctly. However, it's not registering consistently on the actual computer or game console. And so we're gonna try and diagnose and fix this issue. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to flip this around and then take out the batteries, which I've already done. And then we're going to get to the battery compartment. I'm going to go through the sticker here. We're going to get to the screw, which is located right here. So it's underneath the sticker here. So basically I'm just going to pierce that sticker. Then we've got a main screw here. So if you look closely, this is actually a Torx screwdriver. So I'm going to be using a T9. So this is a TR9, but a T9 will also work. Also, if you get the correct size flathead screwdriver, you can also get one which will basically hit the edges of this, so you don't have to buy one of these specialized screws. So this is probably the trickiest part, is getting this type of screw. If you had a flathead as well, you could probably get this to unscrew using the flathead. If it's just even a tiny bit smaller, that will have enough grip to unscrew this. So now that that screw is off, we're going to do the next part, which is basically remove this plastic part here. So you can probably just do it with your fingernails. I'm just going to unscrew this now. That's one part. If you don't want to use your fingernails, I would say something like a button knife is probably good to do this. You don't want to pry too hard because you don't want to damage this too much, but it's kind of an old controller, so I don't really mind that much. So once we've got a bit more space, we'll just pull that off. Basically, we have a few more of these T9 screws to get rid of. So that's all the screws removed, and then this kind of front plate can now come off. And what we can do is just basically take off this entire bar. So if you have a spudger or something, you can use that. But basically we just need to lift this bar part up above. So I'm just going to use my butter knife to do this. And once that's loosened off, I can take this top part off, and then we have access to this kind of trigger bar here. So here I'm going to plug in the micro USB cable into the Xbox controller. Then I'm going to plug the other end into my Mac. And now that we're connected, I'm going to use the website gamepadtester.com in order to test my controls. So here we just want to confirm what we're doing so that we know if we make a change, we don't have to dismantle it all again. Basically on the screen we can see my left trigger is working, but my right trigger is not working consistently. Even though I can hear the click, there's not enough contact here. So basically what I do is to remove this part and then make some modifications to this edge here, which is the part which is pushing down on that switch. So what we're going to be using is a bit of medical tape. It's like bandage tape. You can use electrical tape or any kind of tape that adds a tiny bit of kind of thickness or length. And basically I'm just going to rip a little piece off and just wrap it around this so that we get a little bit more of a length to this part, which is making contact with the actual button. And basically we just want to add one bit at a time. And what we want to do is test it by placing this part back into the controller. And you just want to make sure that's working. And to test it properly, so you don't add too much tape, is you want to put this clip back on. So this goes over the kind of micro USB port and it kind of fixes everything back in. So if you don't do it this way, then you're going to be missing out a little bit because you might put too much in, because this secures it a bit more. And basically I'm just going to plug my controller back in. So I've got my tester here. So I've got the button is now working. That's quite reliable feeling. It doesn't feel as clicky as before. It's probably because I'm using medical tape to do it. But it's working 100% well, I'd say, and it didn't require more than a single layer. So that is now working. All we've got to do now is just basically reconstruct the case, which I'm going to do now. So we're now basically ready to reconstruct the entire controller. So just make sure when you put the back plate on, I couldn't get the batteries to work because these prongs weren't on the other side of the case, but as long as those are there, then the battery connection can be made correctly. And basically we're going to put our screws back in. I'm going to put the front panel back on, and then we're going to reconstruct the rest of this. So that's in place. And now we can basically add all of the screws in. These were all the original T9s from before. So we have that final screw in the center here. So make sure that's all nice and firm. Just push into place. Then we're going to put our batteries back in. And now I can turn this on. Just to confirm, this is all registering correctly now. So that right bumper is fully functional. It doesn't have that satisfying click sound, but it's basically fixed. I can actually use it reliably without having to worry about whether it's actually engaged or not. So anyway, I hope you found this video useful. If you like to check out my channel, I've got a lot of other repair and tutorial videos of gaming devices. If you found this video useful, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.